fourth quarter, minute left. I'm counting down like literally minutes and days. If the program was to end today and I had to tell the sheriff, what I found, I wouldn't be proud. Because I know there's a lot more that I can do.
So you're here looking for contraband, you're looking for drugs. Before you walk out of here, what's your plan?
Yeah, so, now that I got some fire, shank on me, I think I can get involved in some dope. There's a ton of drugs that destroy these inmates.
What drugs have you seen?
Some of everything. Any drug you can think of, I put it like that. Anything that's out in the street is in the jail.
Have you been offered drugs?
No. I don't know why, but people don't offer me drugs, so it's hard for me to actually get to the people who have the drugs, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't offer, so for me, I have to let it happen. I don't have a set goal of how I want to do it. I just want to keep an open mind, let it come to me. You just got to be really, really careful about, how you approach it. But I'm gonna get it.
What are your next steps?
Not sure yet, but it's always, figure it out. I got contraband on me already with the shank. And I was just pondering in my mind, like, how do I want to get some drugs? And it just hit me. It was like, all right, Red is the guy that knows about everything that goes on in the jail. Red knows everything because Red is the runner. He maybe has the drugs or just knows what the drugs are. And we play cards together all the time.
Oh, Red. We gotta show it, Red. Oh, let's get it, Red.
So my plan was to, hopefully he knows something about how they bring it in. So I was like, all right.
I got one thing to say to you. I got you. Keep that hip.
I was like, hey, you know what, Red? Because we won in the cards game or whatnot, I'm gonna get you some ice. This way, he can go and actually make it happen for me. Red goes and find out who has it. And then he comes back to me and tells me who to go talk to. He was like, look, go talk to Megatron. I got the green light to get involved in some dope, and that's what's going down. Now that I understand where the drugs are coming from, I just want to know how to, put myself in a position where I can get it. I got my eyes on Megatron. I was sitting down in the middle of the pod, and then Red ended up sending Megatron over to me. And that's when Megatron's like, yo, you want some ice?
I got the name Megatron for a reason. I'm gonna cut up, I'm gonna turn up, I'm gonna act crazy, I'm gonna do what I want. And if you don't like it, then I don't care. My reputation precedes itself. People come to me every day, Megatron, you got this, Megatron, you got that, you got this, you got that, you got this. Everything come through, go through my hands, you know what I'm saying? Gang, gang.
Megatron just a runner, kind of, but he was like, oh, I got you. And then he went to the guy in like 11 cell. Just seeing that just showed me that it could be anybody in that pod. You just never know. And I would have walked by that guy 10 times out of 10 and said, nah, he ain't doing nothing. Seriously. They hit me with a big number of items. 10 honey buns, and 10 soups to get that. And I told him, all right, cool, let him know like my money good on my end. And now it's solid. That's what's going down. Megatron, I'm about to get it right now. Yo, what I do? Me and Megatron went to the back to talk about the deal. What I do? Give it to you. This is the first time I'm just buying drugs, so I was a little nervous. Megatron just basically sealed the deal for me. 20 items for some meth. Everything was definitely right on this transaction. It's either gonna go down or it's not. Then Megatron came up to myself for the commissary, and the CEO was right there, so I was just in the back of my mind like, oh, hey, Megatron, I'm off the bet. Well, I'm like, all right, just open the door. You know, I gotta get this. I lost the bet, whatever the case may be. I gotta give it to the... Well, y'all done told me up here and down the cells, y'all gonna make me sick. If I get caught buying drugs, I can land in jail for real. I just didn't want to get in any trouble. I didn't want to get busted. I had to tell him I lost the bet. I'm trying to bet again for this next game. And the CEO just, all right, get out. So that was intense. That was intense. After that, I was just like a little nervous. I was like, man, look, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like, you just never know. I was sitting down like in the middle of the pod. Megatron comes to sit down. And he just whips it out in public. And I'm like, oh, Megatron, what the hell? You know, I don't want nobody to know that I'm actually buying these drugs. And I'm like, no, let's go to the back.
I'm in the day room and I see Dennis talking to Megatron. I'm like, oh, he must be trying to buy some drugs from him. But I do not think Dennis would be as successful as me finding drugs, because at this point, everyone trusts me 100%, and I'm making a lot of money from store.
I gave Megatron just some of the dust of it, just for helping me out. And then I wrapped it up and put it right in the cuffs of my jeans. You wanna see it? All right, cool. Hold on. So it's a little dope sack. So that's ice. So basically like crystal meth, just another term for it, which is called ice. I paid, 20 items for it. I want to give it to you guys, just hold it, you know. If I get caught with it, drop it, you know what I'm saying? I can catch a charge. I can land in jail for real in Alabama, which I don't want to happen, and I can probably bring down this whole program.
Okay.
Hold this with your life, all right?
Believe me.
Look, I'm a new guy, never been to jail, and I can get this stuff very easy. So imagine somebody who's been to jail in and out that know the system better than I do.
The 60 days is up, and it's time to pull the last 3 out. I'm going to pull Dennis out first because I'm really not worried about Tony.
Johnson. Are you Johnson?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Back it up.
All right.
Like, quick.
All right.
I was so ready to go. It was like had chains on and they just all fell off, and I was just ready to get up out of there.
Yeah, you too, OG.
Might be a little loud and no.
How long is that going to Going home. Going home. Going home.
8:33, 8:31.
Woo! That run felt really good. What's up, guys?
You made it.
Hell yeah, I made it. Hell yeah.
How does it feel?
Amazing. I'm just happy to be out that place. It's a jungle in there, man. You gotta look over your shoulder every second, every minute. You know?
Did you bring out something with you?
Hell yeah, I brought it with me.
Oh, can we see?
Yeah. Yep. So, brought it with me. Bought my shank.
How easy was it to get that out of the jail?
It was too easy. Too easy. Went right through the metal detector, didn't even sound off, nothing. This is gonna be something I'm gonna give to the sheriff and the chief, let them know, how easy it is to take and bring stuff out of the jail, how easy it is and how endangered their employees are. I'm hoping that it shocks the shit out of them, because a guy like me, they probably just was like, this guy, whatnot, just probably come in jail, sit. But no, I got in the mix and I put my life on the line for this, so I can't wait I don't even want to hand it, I want to toss it over to him. It's how terrible your jail is. I had not stretched out my legs to run in 2 months. So right now, I'm just wanting to get out and just run and just take it all in. You guys have no idea what it feels like to be locked down for 60 days in the jail and be a free man and really take in nature, really take in the little things in life. Man, it's a blessing to be out. I can't wait to go in there and debrief all the stuff that I got and all the information. I did my job, and now I'm gonna show them.
With Dennis, I think he wanted to be the center of attention. He wanted to be the star of the show.
Kind of like, I don't care what they've told me to do. I'm gonna take it upon myself to do what I want to do.
This is real life, so quit doing all this stupid that you're doing. I don't need that.
It's definitely wrong about me, but as far as, calling me overconfident, I am confident. So he was right about that.
What about Dennis? Long time no see. Good. You?
Again, sure.
Yeah, you too, man.
Again, Chief.
Good.
Glad to be on this side of the bars.
Yeah.
Enjoying a little freedom.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed my freedom.
So you was in there
the whole allotted time that you were asked to be. We appreciate that. And me being straight with you, you know, I think at first it was like, I don't know about Dennis. He's sort of kind of like working out a lot, walking around, shirt off.
I wasn't like just kind of working out and staying to myself. I was talking to any and everybody. You gotta make a name for yourself. You know, kind of people kind of respect you a little bit before you just start jumping in and trying to find out what's going on. This jail here in particular, man, it was a jungle. A lot of drugs come in through intake from off the street. And when I do talk to the people that have brung it in from off the street, what they've done is they just stuffed it up their jail pocket. And I actually had a cellmate that actually did it in front of me.
In his butt, you're talking about?
Yeah, in his butt.
Yeah.
In his butt.
How do you feel about that situation?
I was just like shocked. First thing that went through my head is, this ain't for TV. So yeah, so that happened right in front of me. Yeah. So I got lucky.
And what did you end up saying you ended up giving up for the ice? It was about maybe a quarter gram, something like that, I think it was.
Paid about 20 items for it.
20 items? Really?
20 items.
Yeah, where'd that supposedly come from?
It was actually my roommate it was part of his ice.
I got you.
Yeah.
He brought it in with him when he was booked?
Mm-hmm.
Was it that came out of his butt?
Yeah, because I was the only ice in the unit at the time.
You know, we're gonna deal with that, but the drugs were turned over to the Edward County Drug Enforcement Unit and they were destroyed. That's what happens in a case like that. So
okay.
Anything else that you feel is important?
I got this for you.
Shank made out of a toothbrush and concrete nail and a cow.
It's pieced together pretty well.
Oh yeah, and it could cause, it could cause some damage.
Oh, yeah.
Necrotic, something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's not made in China, it's made in Etowah County.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Looks like a lot of things that came from the renovation of the jail, the nail and everything.
Yeah, that's a good job, Dennis. We really appreciate that. This goes a long way. It does. We just want to say thanks. All right, man.
Thank
Be
you.
careful.
Thank you. All right, again. Thanks.
Have a safe trip back.
Will do. I'm ready to get back. Ready to get back to the beaches.
So finally, Dennis.
Again, I think he turned it on there at the end. To begin with, I'm not too sure he really was that productive.
If he had focused on his real mission of being in there in the beginning, he could have done so much more.
So.
Welcome to 60 Days In, The Aftermath. I'm Dan Abrams. We just wrapped up season 6 of 60 Days In, where another round of undercover participants fought to survive in what may have been the toughest jail we've seen in 6 seasons. Tonight, we'll talk to all the participants who went undercover to investigate the Etowah County Detention Center and hear why this facility was so difficult and led to more tap-outs than any other season. But before we get to that, let's meet our panel. I'd like to welcome Sheriff Jonathan Horton and Chief Keith Peak from the Etowah County Detention Center. Gentlemen, good to have you here.
Good to be here.
And good to have all of our participants, Alex, Shanice, Tony, Ashley, Dennis, and Jennifer. The women and the men have not met each other before, but something that's maybe even a little more striking, Dennis and Alex, are you surprised to see Tony here?
I'm not surprised at all.
You're not?
Nah.
You knew?
I knew from the jump.
that Tony had been put in there as a plant.
Yeah. I figured that out from the jump.
Did you know?
I only knew because Dennis was like, yo, on the low.
Yeah, really?
I can't tell you who, but they got another dude in here. And I was like, all right.
You know, I had to make Alex aware, of his surroundings.
All right, so Dennis, let's talk about your story.
Let's do it.
Tell us, why'd you want to do this?
A few reasons. I think I had a perception about people in jail, and I only had that perception from the outside looking in. So I wanted to see what it'd be like, see if it changed my perception from being on the inside.
Was it anything like what you expected?
Beyond what I expected. From looking at previous seasons, everything looked kind of like controlled, clean, and so I thought it would be like that, but then when I got to Etowah County, it was like roaches everywhere, rats, AC broke, sometimes hot, in your cell 23 hours out of the day. It was brutal.
So was this former college quarterback too confident for his own good? Let's take a look at Dennis's journey.
You're a little cocky. You're kind of pretty. You're gonna go into a place with a bunch of rednecks. That attitude right there, they're gonna eat you alive.
Chief Peak, that's not a tough person. That's a weak person. That's a soft person. That's the person I'd beat up. You know, if I'm allowed to, if I can fight him. I woke up, ate breakfast, and I'm getting into it. I don't want to be not on the log, just sitting there looking around. So I just got right to it. My workout routine is basically like 1,000 reps. I call it a stack a day. Maybe 100, 150 pull-ups, 200 to 300 push-ups, abs. I'm a 6'3", tall, handsome black guy, look good. Everybody's eyes is on me. Like, who is this dude? I played quarterback my whole life, and I just feel like I'm a quarterback in here too as well. I appreciate it. So people do look up to me. They consider me a pod boss.
Dennis claims that he has reached pod boss status. Do you see that?
Nah, not at all, no.
What a hater. What a hater. Look at that.
Dennis is definitely not a pod boss. No. Why? Because you work out? Curious to know what he do for a living. I guarantee he probably sit behind somebody's desk somewhere, work from home or something, sell insurance or something. He's an interesting character. We talk a lot, but the pod boss.
Oh, man, Tony, hater, man. Tony mad because I ain't give him a soup and stole that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, you know what's going on with the stove.
So Dennis, what was it like watching it?
It was actually pretty cool watching it, pretty accurate.
You think you were too cocky?
No, that's just me, you know? And I won't change myself for nobody, so.
Tony, we heard what you thought about Dennis. You stand by what you said there?
Yeah.
He was not a pod boss.
No.
Dennis, what?
I mean, I consider myself a pod boss, not in the sense where I'm threatening somebody or beating somebody up. That's not the case. But more so I can walk anywhere in the jail and feel cool.
Like a respect thing.
Respect thing, yeah.
Right.
You want to tell Tony what you actually do for a living?
So
Sell insurance.
I did get into that a little bit, but
So there was one moment in Dennis's time in jail that nearly got him kicked out of the program. Let's watch.
why niggas want to go to 6? It's got 12 people to apply. My roommate, he was telling me about Unit 6, which is SAP. It's a drug program.
There's more drugs there.
A lot of people want to get there because it's freedom down there. So I'm like, oh.
I just see Dennis leaving the pod. I have absolutely no idea what was going on.
Why did you move to a different pod?
You know, I'm such a good guy.
Let's make something real clear. We're expecting you to help us out.
Understood.
So-
Just talk to me like a man and everything's good. I've been doing what I can to do to throw everybody off.
This ain't some schoolyard, some college, or some football field. This is real life. So quit doing all this stupid that you're doing. I don't need that.
Don't raise your voice up.
Oh! You're in my building. Don't turn around anything on me, because I promise you, I will walk you out the door right now, and this will be over with and done. Go in there, do what you're supposed to do, and do your job. Simple as that. Hang in there. You don't have to grip your hand hard, trust me.
Grip mine.
No, sir. Look, we can cut the camera off and we can have a real talk, but at the end of the day, I do this for a living. Don't try me.
Chief Peak, from the jump, he don't like me. He's threatened by me, intimidated by me, because he thought when I was gonna come in, he thought he was gonna look at me and, you know, pounce on me. But that ain't the case. This whole situation right here, like I can't deal with that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. No, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. We got a problem. We got a real problem.
So, like to watch that?
Nah, that was pretty intense. I didn't appreciate that part, to be honest with you. You know, from the jump, I think Peak just had an issue with me.
Chief Peak, did you have it out for him from the beginning?
Well, you know, when he was in there, he was all about him in the beginning. He was. He was all about him as a one-man show. After that talk right there, Dennis did a 180-degree turnaround.
And he started doing what he chose to go in there to do.
Do you now, looking at that, understand a little better why Chief Peak was irritated?
Yeah, for sure. I do understand because there's no cameras there, so they can't get to me if anything was to happen. But I didn't know that.
So Chief Peak had the right to be upset?
No, he had the right to be upset. But he didn't have the right to talk to me how he talked to me. Screaming and stuff like that, no.
Do you think he was screaming at you?
Yeah, at one point he raised his tone at me.
I think I got my point across.
You basically said at one point that, you would beat up Chief Peak if you could.
At that moment, yeah.
You still feel that way?
No, not anymore. After meeting with him, like debriefing and everything, he changed a lot, like in terms of just his personality towards me. But I don't feel that way now.
Based on what all of you have just seen of Dennis, what do you make of this dispute?
I thought it was a stupid decision for him to go to Pod 6. Like I don't know why he did that. Like there were people talking about you for doing that, so I was more worried that like your cover was going to be blown because they were like, why would he go and be back 6 hours later in the same pod?
So why did you leave the unit?
It happened fast, man.
It does look like you were asking to leave.
No, I knew it was a lot of drugs. When I hear about like 6, literally it was. That's where all the drugs is at, from 6.
So Dennis, in the end, do you now maybe better understand where Chief Peak was coming from?
Yes, but this is a new environment for me. I've never been in a place like that before, right? So that was my way in to work out and go around and talk to people. And by me doing that, I was able to do the things that I was able to do towards the end. So I do understand that. I think that, he wanted me to do it day one, right? But it got done.
So, Alex, were you surprised at the way Dennis treated you?
He didn't really treat me any type of way for the most part. But
well, the thing was, we initially, us 4, said we would not talk to each other going in. So I was trying to keep that agreement and kind of stay away and to protect myself and protect him as well. I always had your back if anything was to happen. I always had my eye on you.
I see now through the confessionals what you said that you probably did have my back, but I didn't feel that way while I was in there.
What did you want from Dennis? I mean, as a practical matter, what could he have done?
I didn't get in a lot of situations where I was in danger. I didn't get in fights with people or anything, So there's nothing that I needed from you. I felt weird, but at the same time, like, I get it now, like, being out of there. Like, I shouldn't have came up to you the way that I did because it could have potentially looked like, I had met you before or something like that.
I mean, I just think that, you definitely should have either said something because I didn't know that you were going through anything. I thought everything was fine.
I didn't feel at the time that, like, you had my back or anything, so you wouldn't have been someone that I would have talked to anyways.
You're not alone. As far as, like, you were deteriorating, I was too.
Yeah.
And I just want to apologize because, I feel bad. Like, I know I could have said something.
And I appreciate having the clarity with you now because obviously I was misinterpreting what you were doing, for one reason, and I was taking it as another, that you didn't like me, or that you didn't,
Right.
And I know it wasn't like that, and
well, I really had your back for sure.
Well, I'm glad we had this talk. This is what reunions are for.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to 60 Days in the Aftermath. We're here with both groups of participants from Phase 1 and Phase 2. Are there things you're wondering about what the others were doing? Or
Hell yeah.
Yeah, who are you guys?
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
I had no clue as a second team. Just want to know why did they bring a second team in, or just kind of understand that reason.
Well, let me ask the chief or the sheriff. Why do you think this was important to use special ops as opposed to civilians?
Well, they have a background in law enforcement. They know what to look for. And some of the changes that we had already put in place, we wanted to see if they felt like they were good changes, because we told them what the changes were prior to them going into the facility.
All right, so there was one participant, it's the first time this has ever happened on the series, who went back into the jail after leaving the facility, and that participant was Tony. He went back for a second round. I'm looking at Dennis's face. Are you looking at him thinking, are you crazy?
Nah, it wasn't that. It was...
No, Dennis is thinking, why didn't they pick me?
Yeah, that's what he's really thinking. See, that's why I gotta do that. No, like, hold up. I get it though. Tony the ops. You know what I'm saying? Tony on the other side. I don't play on that side, but I get it now. It makes sense.